This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Melin A-Game Crushed Hydro, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So the hat is actually made from a mixture of recycled polyester and then also spandex. So that little bit of spandex gives it some stretch, which as you can see when I pull there, those holes get a little bit wider. You can see the spandex stretch on that, which makes for a very comfortable fit and also just makes it like kind of soft and comfortable to wear. It's not very abrasive or anything like that. On the front here, you can see we have this Melin logo here, and this is actually the Yosemite version. So we have Yosemite there and then a mountain with some waves. And not all of these hats have a logo on the front. Some don't have anything on the front, but there are some that are based around like national parks or different like geography and stuff like that. So it is neat if you've been to Yosemite and want to kind of document that. We have the Yosemite here, and then on the interior it actually has this neat little graphic based on Yosemite as well, and that is additionally on the stuff sack here, which we will talk about in just a moment. So this is a 6-panel hat. You can see these 6 different panels, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these front 2 panels are just kind of like standard material, no holes or anything like that. And the back 4 here have holes, which is good for breathability and just making sure that the hat doesn't get too sweaty. And this hat is actually very good at that. As you can see on the brim here, we have those holes as well, which is just good for all around breathability and also keeping things like just a little bit cooler. And it also helps the hat dry quicker if it were to get wet or you were to go swimming with it or something like that. Another thing I like about Melin hats, and we do have 2 hats here and they both have this, is this little grip right here. So if you have the hat on and you want to adjust it or something, you just grab right here, and it's just a nice place to grab onto it, and it's like rubberized, and then it has the little Melin logo there. Throughout the hat we do have that same rubberized material a few different places. We've got this little droplet here that has the Melin logo, the Melin typed out here near the back, and then on this side too we have the Melin logo again. And that does seem like a lot when you just name them off in a row, but it doesn't really bother me. They blend in with the material fairly nicely. On the back here we do have this little clip to do the back fastener on the hat. It's really easy to do when you want to do it and does not come apart when you don't want it to. And then we have this strap material, which this part here doesn't have as much pull, but this part on this side does. So you have a little bit of pull, but not too much. And then you can hide the extra in this little loop there, so it's not hanging off or looking silly or anything like that. But when you want to stuff the hat away, you just fold it like this and kind of wrap the brim around the rest of the hat and shove it into its stuff sack. The stuff sack, as you just saw, is really easy to operate. It's just a thin material and it's pretty airy, so it does breathe. If you were to put a wet hat in there, it does breathe a little bit. It's not going to get too stinky or anything in there. And then it has this elastic topper here, which is how you can secure it with this little hard plastic adjuster. And we have this carabiner, which is not removable because there's no way to take it off, but it is a pretty sound carabiner. It's not the nicest carabiner in the world, but it gets the job done. So now that we've got it inside the stuff sack, I think it's a good time to talk about packability. As you can see right now, this fits into my hand. Like I can just hold this, which is obviously you can fit a regular hat in your hand too, but the fact that you could put this inside of a sling, you could put it in your pocket if you wanted to, if you have like a coat pocket, or even in your pants pocket if you want to. This can fit just about anywhere, and you don't have to worry about the brim getting messed up like on a standard hat. Like if you brought your favorite hat, you wouldn't want to fold the brim in worries that it would break it or like it would not be able to go back to like your favorite position. So when you pop this out of here, you just open it up, slide the hat out, and you do have to adjust the brim a little bit to get it where you want it, but it's ready to go and the hat was not damaged in storing it inside of a smaller container. So in terms of packability, this hat scores very well. So in terms of fit, as I said earlier, this hat is very comfortable, and I think that's probably thanks to the spandex because it has that little bit of give when you put it on. Something to note is that when you pull it in and out of the stuff sack sometimes, you will have to readjust this back little adjuster here. I think sometimes it just gets pulled when you're putting it in and out, but that only happens every once in a while, but just something to note. and putting it back on, I think it does have a much more athletic look to it, and it definitely has an athletic feel. Like it feels very comfortable if you're going for a long walk or a hike or even a run, but it's not super, I don't want to say classy, I think that's the wrong word, but depending on how you'd like to dress, it might not fit your outfit, so that's kind of important to note as well. And if you like to wear a flat billed hat, you really can't get this hat very flat billed because every time you stuff it inside the stuff sack here, you're going to fold it. But Melin does have some flat billed hats on their site, so maybe look into those if you prefer to wear a flat billed hat. So to do a quick comparison real quick, we've got the Melin A-Game Hydro Floating Performance Snapback here. So another hat from Melin, and right away you can see that it just has a lot more structure to it than the crushed hat does. Like you can just do whatever you want with this and it just snaps right back into place. Whereas this is a lot firmer. And I think that I like wearing these hats in general more, but for a travel perspective, I wouldn't be able to fit this inside of a backpack as well as I'd want to because I would worry about, like, you can see how much resistance that has when I try and bend that. Whereas over here, you know, I can do literally pretty much whatever I want with this and it's gonna snap back into place. So depending on how you like to wear your hats, this might feel more comfortable, but you can't fold this up nearly as small as you can fold this up. And this looks, I mean, I know they're both, you know, more athletic looks to them because of the holes in the back, but this has a lot more, at least to me, an athletic look to it. The crushed hat does, just maybe because of the logo and the styling of it, but the materials too just look a bit more athletic and they look like you're about to go for a run or something like that. But overall, it just really depends what kind of hat you like to wear, and if you're traveling and you need to save space, this is probably your better bet because it is going to fold up so small and fit inside a sling, a pocket, or really whatever you need to fit it inside. So there you have it, the Melin A-Game Crushed Hydro. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.